see how it plays out. AJ Green, great receiver. I drafted him last year. It didn't work out because he didn't get to play the whole year. I think he has a big year with Joe Burrow and those guys they got over at receiver. I mean, they got a load of receiver core over there. Terry from the Redskins, great year as a rookie. But you got to think about it. These corners that these people in the division have over there. I mean, Darius Slade's over with the Eagles now. We'll see how he does. I mean, Dallas drafted some young corners. Giants, I think they lost their starting corner with domestic violence. But, it's a tough division. I mean, you got to be up for it. Those games mean a lot to that division over there. It reminds me of, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, that division. It means everything to that. Same with the Packers, the Lions, the Bears over there. I mean, when you look at the top divisions over there that mean the most to them, those are the three divisions. I mean, then we had Deshaun Watson. You gotta love Deshaun Watson, everything he does over there. I mean, 2 amazing years. I mean, if he can stay healthy, watch out. Deshaun Watson's top notch. And in my pick, Rob Gronkowski. I picked Rob. Like I said, I think him in the red zone is going to be something that, I think he's going to lead the league in touchdowns for tight ends. I'm excited for Rob this year. The one thing I'm worried about is the weight and the size, but, we'll see how it plays out for him. And I back-to-back picks. Devontae Parker, like I brought up, I mean, what he did to Stephon Gilmore, he worked him. I mean, that's the number one corner in the league. And I don't think Miami gets enough credit. I mean, they really came on last year. Jarvis Landry was the pick after. I think Jarvis Landry's probably the complete receiver over there. He's been there longer than Odell. I like Jarvis Landry a lot. I think he has a great year. And Deebo Samuel. I love Deebo. I think has a big year. I'm excited. He's going to be getting to go on the running attack, the receiving attack. They'll probably use him. They'll use him all over the field. I mean, like you said, speed kills. He's a great player. I'm excited for him. KJ Dobbins, someone I wanted. He's one of my sleepers. I love KJ Dobbins. I think he has a giant year. I think he beats out Mark Ingram from the job. And I think he has a giant year, a Pro Bowl year. David Montgomery. I mean, great year. I don't think Chicago's certain on the quarterback and running back situation because you have Tyreek Cohen over there. But I like what David Montgomery did a lot last year. I think he was a great player. I loved everything about him. Kyler Murray. I really wanted him. I just couldn't get him. I love my team right now. Kyler Murray's going to have an MVP season. He's going to be top 3 in MVP votes. You're really going to see him throw the ball more. I mean, if you heard Romo talk about him, he says he loves Kyler Murray. Don't be surprised if he won the MVP. I think the favorites are, Lamar and Mahomes, but he'll be in the voting for sure. I love everything about him. So we're on the clock now. One of my sleeper tight ends are still there. So right now, we got Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, Melvin Gordon, Gronk, Devontae Parker, Hollywood, Aaron Rodgers, Duke Johnson, Jared Jeudy, Cam Newton. It's going to be tough, Do I go with a guy like CeeDee Lamb? I think Dallas, they got to spread the ball out, so it's going to be tough for me to commit with one of their receivers. This is going to be tough for me. I think I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb just because I could get value out of that and make a trade during the season. I love CeeDee Lamb. He's one of those receivers. And we're still on the clock here. So I'm going to go with defense. The Ravens defense already got picked. Defense that I think number 2 in the league. I love Chicago. I love everything they got over there. Look at the players they brought in free agency. And then obviously they have Khalil Mack, who you want to have your team lead around on defense. Like I said, I think they're the second best defense in the NFL. I think, people are going to get mad. I think Pittsburgh's 3. I think Baltimore's 1. I mean, they're the clear favorites. Baltimore's defense is legit. I'm going to lock in with the Bears defense. There's a couple really good defenses out there. I think low-key sleeper defense is Denver. They're getting Chubb back. I think Von Miller looks the best he's ever looked. You know, New England's defense, they lost a lot of guys, but they kept that secondary. I mean, I think New England's defense is the second best secondary in the NFL. Obviously, the Ravens had the best. You know, they have 4 studs at corner, and I mean, Earl Thomas and Chuck Clark. I mean, it's great. So that was the end of the draft. So we're going to do a live cap of the players that got drafted. We'll see. Yeah, we were talking about. I think we were talking about Gronk. Yeah, we were talking about Gronk. And then we talked about Devontae. We talked about Jarvis and Debo. After Debo, Stephon Diggs got drafted. I think Stephon Diggs, you know, they have a good receiving core over there. Cole Beasley, John Brown, and Stephon Diggs, and like I said, Devin Singletary. I think, I don't know if Diggs has the numbers that he wants to have. You know, he's someone that's going to demand the ball. But you never know. I mean, he could have a really big year. We'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be hard for him. You know, you're putting a lot of pressure on Josh Allen over there, you know. But they're one of the top teams in the AFC. I love everything about them. KJ Dobbins, I brought him up. Great player. I love everything about him. I think he's going to take, you know, Mark Ingram's spot. And then we had Tyler Boyd. You know, Tyler Boyd kind of had a little bit of a bust here, but it's whatever. Oh, we talked about David Montgomery, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott. Oh, Dak Prescott. Yeah, after Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, you know, I think he has a giant year. The weapons he has and everything. Russell Wilson got picked after Dak. And that's kind of far-fetched, but Buccaneers kicker got drafted. A couple of the top kickers drafted. But I got Jake Elliott on here. I love Jake Elliott out of Philly. He's clutch. I think he's one of the best kickers in the league. It's someone I have faith in. You know, I think the Eagles will be a better team than last year. I think the kicker will have it going for them. I'm going to lock in with Jake Elliott. It's my last pick of the draft. I love Jake Elliott a lot. He's a great kicker. I think I got a really good team. I'm very excited about my team. But we'll go on from the picks before. You know, Dak Prescott got picked after Kyler Murray. I think Dak has a giant year. I mean, you look at the weapons Dak has over there, and I love the Dallas defense this year. They rebuilt the D-line. You know, I think that's going to be a huge thing for them. Getting rid of Jason Garrett, that's huge for them. I think they need a new, you know, coach and scenery, and I think it's gonna work out for them. Russell Wilson, I mean, he was number 2 in MVP voting. I mean, they said he was the second best quarterback last year. You know, I think the thing with Mahomes, I think Mahomes is the most talented. I mean, he can really throw the ball. I mean, I haven't seen a person that throw the ball like that since Peyton. But Russell Wilson, a bad man himself. After Russell, we had Marvin Jones Jr., another great sneaky receiver. I mean, he's talented as hell. Ronald Jones for the Buccaneers. I'm not sold on him. I like Shady more, especially with Brady. I think Ronald's going to be more used in the running game. You know, I drafted Ronald 2 years ago, and I knew the situation over in Tampa. They didn't have everything figured out. I'm not sold on Ronald. I love Shady though. I think Shady fits perfect over there with them. Cam Akers, Rams. I mean, I think he has a great year. It's gonna be hard shoes to fill. You know, Todd Gurley, like we brought up, Todd Gurley is a household name, but I think that's gonna be hard for Cam to fill in that role. But we'll see. You know, I hope he's up for the challenge. But they lost a lot of people over with the Rams, so it's going to be hard. Raheem Morissette, former Raven, you know, a great year for the Niners, but it's more of a committee over there. You know, he does everything, but it's a committee over there, so, you know, he could have a good year. We'll see how it plays out. Tyreek Cohen, like I said, you know, between him and Dave Montgomery, we don't know who's going to be the number one guy over there. I mean, they're not sold on the running backs or the quarterbacks. So it was hard for me to draft the Bears offensive player. You know, they're not sold on their guys, and you know, without the training camp and the preseason, it's going to be hard for them to know. So I try to stay away from the Jaguars and Chicago's offensive players. Just a hunch I have. Will Fuller, it would have been nice to see him stay healthy with Hopkins last year. Obviously, Hopkins moved on. I love Will Fuller, but I don't know if he has a crazy year. They got some good receivers over there, but I don't know. We'll see what Will Fuller does. Michael Gallup, like I said, these Cowboys receivers are insane. I mean, they're nasty. Look at all four of these guys. I love Michael Gallup. I mean, I don't think the numbers are going to be like they were last year because the receivers they have, you got to get everyone the ball, especially Zeke. That offense is going to be around them. Mark Ingram, I think he has a good year. Not as good as last year. Like I said, I got high praise for J.K. Dobbins, so it should be interesting. Johnson from Detroit, I think, you don't know with Marquise Brown, that's a guy I drafted. I love Marquise Brown. I think he's a giant year. Look what he did with the screws in his feet. I mean, he had a great year. I mean, I just look for him to have a giant year. Fully healthy, put on weight. I'm excited for Marquise Brown. I think you see a glimpse of Antonio Brown with them. I'm very excited for him. And then I have back-to-back picks with James White. I love James White. If someone you get in the receiving game and the rushing game, I brought that up. James White's awesome. I look for him to have a good year, especially with Cam Newton. He's a running quarterback. I look for him to get involved a lot. Darrell Henderson for the Rams. I think they're going to be splitting carries with the running backs. I didn't really want to draft a Rams running back because of the situation over there. It's hard to fill those shoes with Todd Gurley, so I just didn't want to have that pressure doing that. Harrison Buckner for the Chiefs, great kicker. I mean, talk about the top three kickers. I mean, he's up there. I mean, there's no one like Justin Tucker. I mean, we know what we get out of Justin Tucker. You're going to get the long kicks, the clutch kicks, He's going to put up points in fantasy. I mean, the Ravens put up points, so you're going to get points in that. Tucker, he's awesome to have, but Harrison's great for the Chiefs. Chiefs put up numbers too. It's awesome. Good for them. And then, the GOAT, Tom Brady, right after, I think they got a steal with him. Round 9, pick 4. Tom's great. I think he has a better year than he did last year. Obviously, with the weapons he has and the scenery, the warm weather. That's a steal. Great pick for that guy, getting Brady there. And then his best bud, Julian Edelman, right after him. I think Julian has a better year. I think he had a really bad year last year. He led the league in drops. I really think you see Julian Edelman really come into himself this year. I mean, back to where he was. I think him and Cam have a good year. But there's another receiver in New England that I look for having a giant year. He's been hanging out with Cam Newton this whole offseason, so it's going to be awesome to see. Evan Ingram from the Giants, another tight end I liked. I would have liked them to bring in another tight end to help him out, but I think he has a good year. Like I said, I'm not sold on Daniel Jones, but I do like Ingram. He's a great player. Brandon Cooks, it's a good receiving core over there in Houston. I think they got more weapons over there because they had Cobb over there, but when you lose DeAndre Hopkins, it's going to hurt. Sleeper pick right here. Matt Breida. I mean, I think he fits perfect with Miami and what they want to do. He's a guy that catches the ball in the backfield, runs it. I love Matt Breida. Great player. I'm excited for him. I think he has a giant year. I'm really happy for him being there. Tyler Higbee. Great year last year. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really sold on the Rams players. I hope him and Cooper Kupp do great. But I wasn't really looking at him. It wasn't something that really, drew my eye because of the situation over there. I don't really like Jared Goff. I know people, praise him. I'm not really that guy. And also the guy after is in that same category. Matt Ryan, I'm not a big Matt Ryan fan. I know the numbers and everything. But he puts you in bad situations sometimes. But, Matt Ryan was the pick after Higbee. You draft me if you want. I just wasn't a fan. And then, Henry Ruggs, speed kills. I mean, he makes fast people look slow. He's in that Tyreek Hill situation. I would have loved to sneak him in.